Welcome back to another Saturday morning of Mune, the Final Fantasy Record Keeper experience. I'm your host, Mune. Um, yep, gonna do more of the same. It is Saturday. Go ahead and jump right in. Still collecting our daily login bonuses. Nothing new there. Shop items updated for shop. I never really use the shop, so it doesn't apply. Okay. A random relic draw. Things have been pretty good to me lately. I've gotten, I think, a couple of 5 stars this last week. Switched over to my ice team for the Magicite upgrading. Still trying to beat, I think it was Sildra or Typhoon. I was gonna let the auto go and auto takes generally between about 25 seconds and like 45 seconds, so nothing too spectacular. And I opted out of doing a chain, but instead debuffing Tiamat, so. So, I kind of want to pull on the banner for the Final Fantasy V characters, simply because there's a new sync, there's a new limit break, and I'm partial to Final Fantasy V for whatever reason. And to be honest, it's the game that took me the longest to beat from beginning to end. Simply because I got up to the forest in World 2, I think it was, and where you fight the 4 crystals in the tree, and I couldn't beat it. And this was back in, oh god, 2002, I think, 2002. And I came back to it in 2012. Finally, after buying it digitally on the PlayStation Store, I was finally able to beat it, and also beat both of the bonus bosses, Omega and Shinryu. Which Omega was challenging. Shinryu was a piece of cake because I kind of knew what to do. Wasn't a big secret on how to kill him. Now, I haven't beaten every Final Fantasy. Unfortunately, think. I haven't beaten 2. I did attempt a few times to get into it and go forth, but just not my cup of tea. 3, I've never played. And 4 got me frustrated. All of the other Final Fantasies thereafter of the numerical cycle and non-MMO cycle I've beaten. And I have not beaten Final Fantasy X-2. Heck, I haven't really played it. Not that I don't want to eventually, but it's just one of those things that I get always caught up with the amount of grinding and so forth in Final Fantasy X. I have a hard time finishing 10. I've already beaten it once. I was going for the remaster, and I made it basically to the end of the game. I just have not beaten it, simply because of the monster arena. I'm just trying to get more and more powerful, fill out that sphere grid. It's just really time consuming. I wish there was a quicker way to get the motes I need. I think that's what they're called. No, spheres? Yeah. Like strength sphere, defense sphere, you know, those kind of spheres. Luck spheres especially. Or what are they called? Fortune spheres, yeah. And even though I think Final Fantasy VI is my favorite Final Fantasy, I'm still partial to the Final Fantasy V characters for whatever reason. Maybe I think the story is still interesting, but the gameplay isn't. Man, this takes a while. What are we at? Almost 30 seconds on the clock? Yeah, just be aware that the way I always look at this is that I started this about 3 minutes ago in real time, this battle. And it really does feel like it's for every, 10 seconds is an actual minute in real time. So, crazy. And it's almost dead. Usually when I do this, I don't even watch. I go do something else. This isn't gonna do him in. Probably be Celeste. Not the best move to kill him, but whatever. Yep. Care what I get here. Not the important part. Oops, not what I wanted to do. I always hate when that happens. Gonna pop in here. So you gotta be careful on these. I guess. Also immune to wind. Nope. I'm actually gonna use a top-down approach if I can. Yeah. Sure. Generally anything below, I was gonna say like 300. 300 or below, I'll just auto it. Unless there's some like method that I have to have in place. Oh, wow, there it goes again. Oh, kinda cool. You can heal? No, it's still not dead. No, it's dead. What a waste. But whatever. Over here. We tried. I still think that was a cool soul break. He healed. So not weak dice. Finally, jeez. Yeah, he's dead. potion. Damage. Spell for no reason. Alright. See how much damage this baby does. What I would really like to see in this game is enemies that don't do as much damage, but have a little bit more HP. That way you have time to actually clearly flesh out like combos, combinations, and so forth. That like never happens. Usually it's the other way around. They have little health and they have massive amount of damage output. So you have to focus on protecting yourself more than actually dealing the damage. At least that's my opinion about the situation. Because you want to use a character's soul break, like on all of your characters, but if you can't even, you know, get it built up because the enemy dies too quick, or you're so busy freaking healing, you know, it just doesn't really work all that well. Especially in the situation of, oh, you used a character's awakening, and then you go and use a second awakening, but before you can actually see the results of that, you get killed. So, not exactly great development on that, or coding. I just wish it was a little bit more balanced, a little bit more interesting. Lots of HP could be lots of fun. It's like why one of my favorite battles in Final Fantasy history is against, God, I'm trying to remember what his name is. From Final Fantasy 13-2. He's a secret enemy, and you get a trophy for killing him. But he's like a random battle in Obra. I can't remember his name. If you happen to know the name, go ahead and put it in the chat. I'm just at a loss, or comment, you know. But one of the best enemies ever designed for the Final Fantasy series. Go ahead and collect these. All the great stuff today. I got 1, 2, plus the 2 I collected, so that makes 4. I'm at 448. Before I do this, I want to make a quick note what I was using today, because some people are kind of curious. Nothing special, artifact, ice, weapon, sword. Just regular good stuff. On snow, an artifact, earth, weapon. Just a rod, more or less a 5 rod, that I've upgraded a bunch of times. Same thing with the freelancer parts as guys. Another ice artifact weapon. I didn't realize I had 2 of those. Oh, whatever. And obviously healing rod artifact weapon over here. For abilities, I'm using Frost Offering and Icicle Shot. You never saw Icicle Shot. Use Iron Fist Ice and Banishing Strike. Never use Banishing Strike. Spell Curays. Never use Curays. Ice Claw Assault. Freezing Quad Strike. Sorry. Again, didn't use Freezing Quad Strike. And then Karada and Curays. Soul Breaks, just using Ragnarok Blade. It's nothing special. I should probably be using something else. Probably should be starting off with something like this. I'll put that on. But Junction Link I have there just in case. Let's see. Using Dogged Hero allows me to deal damage back whenever I'm dealt damage. Insecure, restore HP, and grant last stand. Instantly triggers Tailspin. It's Awakening for Celeste. Pretty good. And then Wed Blade, just a backup. And then her, Lena, Tycoon's Protection, Track Shell Haste, Champion of Life, gives me Last Stand and a barrier, and allows me to use Wave of Mending afterwards. And then this one, just in case, Tycoon's Princess, restore a large amount of HP, grant them Last Stand, grant them a barrier. The negates attacks up to 30% of their max HP. And if I was actually taking things seriously, Phoenix of Tycoon, because of the auto life and restore a small amount of HP to the entire party. So, Materia, I think this is Machinist Double and Power of Ice. Oh yeah, and obviously start with 2 bars. Start with Power of Ice, and large bonus to defense and resistance. Draw single target physical and black magic attacks away from allies, so target them. And just one of these, a striker, fills the gauge while using attack or abilities. Double heal for white magic. Chance to do a small heal, and then max charge. Feels significantly more when using attack or abilities or taking damage. In case you're not aware where to get this, Steiner, that's where you get that one. On her, I have increased Spellblade ability, damage a small amount, and then charge Soulbreak gauge a large amount when attacking an enemy with an element they are vulnerable or slightly weak to. So that's why Laguna's Frost Offering is so important. And fill the gauge, Battle Forged. Okay. Yep. Magic ability increase. Whenever you use white magic, small chance to restore HP to the party when using white magic abilities, and obviously make a light for 2 bars. So that's what I'm using. Not incredibly crazy. And let's see. Yeah, and this is where I'm sitting on. Most Magia used. So you can see that I haven't really spent anything on them lately. And fortunately, this likes to move everything. So, that's what I want to do. She obviously has her entire board filled except for... I guess I did fill this out, except for this. Just... I haven't finished her off. Number of 6 characters in the party. I don't really use a 6 party. Done hers. See who else was in the party. Laguna. I don't think I've done Laguna's. I think I've done his Legend. That's it. No. Again, just his Legend. And so I think that was everybody. Oh, Aerith. Where's Aerith? There's Aerith. Okay, and Aerith, Legend only. So, I've been playing this like crazy. Take a look at this. Kind of want to do this just so I can try to get my hands onto something. I'm gonna do. I'll do 1 because I'm a sucker for these. see if I can pull a sink out of this. It looks like I'm getting a sink. That's good. I was hoping that they both turn into sinks. Well, I got the sink I didn't necessarily want, but that's fine. And that's not the glint I wanted for her. There's a glint for her that gives you 2 soul break gauges. And I don't want to blow all my mithril on this because, I mean, it is a good thing because I kind of want to get the rousing earth. What is that? Adamant knife. Yeah, this is one thing I do not want. I have so many of them, it's ridiculous. Ooh. But I really do want that one. Oops, I think something happened. They know how to lure me in with the... I'll just wait. I'll just wait on this. It's available until the 13th. I may or may not do this. Man, yeah. I have to really think about that. I have to hold myself back. Sometimes it's important to do that. Let's double check the exchange. I know I should be buying these crystal waters, but that's 30,000 a piece. Wish I told you how many you had on hand right here. Oops, wrong button. Crystal waters. I mean, I got plenty right now. I'm not too worried. Yeah. I mean, those crystal waters are min-maxing anyway. That's all they are. Nothing really all that special. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at Alara real quick. She's way down at the bottom. I can find her, geez. Ledge Dr. Mog. Daily Passer? Oh, because that's organized by level, damn it. Okay. Make her a little bit more usable. Alright, so anyway, I'm gonna end it here. It just seems right to do so. Well, hopefully everybody has a great start to the month of August, and may all your polls and record keeper be marvelous. Especially if you want those things.